everybody, this is Rebecca Jane and I'm back with a new project, sweet peas. So I was given a little bouquet of sweet peas by my neighbor. There they are. I took a photo and I decided I loved it so much that I wanted to create a textile picture of the sweet peas against black fabric. So I'm back to my black fabric because I have loads of it. Why not use it? And I also, so that's my background. And I've bought some fabrics. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them all, but I just wanted to share the beginning steps. Sometimes I end up with many different fabrics, but I also bought some more. I bought some handmade dyed silk ribbon, picking out some of the colors that would be ideal for these sweet peas. A little bit of greens, and what's the interesting part of this project is how to make the cut glass vase, which is actually a brandy glass. And I saw a picture of somebody doing it with embroidery, and that's going to be, this isn't complicated or challenging, exciting, making the actual sweet peas, but how do I make the vase? And it's going to be against this black fabric, so it's going to stand out and it's going to be vibrant. So this is the beginning of the sweet pea project. So here we are now tracing this picture here, except I have a smaller version of it. So I have two sizes. One I'm going to use to help me to create this picture, pick out the different colors, and it's much easier when it's larger. And the actual smaller version of this is underneath. It's taped down, and I put some tracing paper on top, very fine tracing paper. And I've started to trace. So as you could see, I have it on my LIGHTBOX, and I've been working, and then let me show you now. It's with it. And there we are. And I've been using a thicker marker, Sharpie, and a thinner one to get into the fine details of the cut glass. I've never done a cut glass embroidery before. I never made anything. So I'm going to be learning with you. If you do have any recommendations, please feel free to comment below, and obviously also subscribe. It would be lovely to have you be part of my community or our community. So here we are. This is the sweet peas. The next step I'll take you on is, once I'm finished, I'm happy with this tracing, I'm going to then trace it onto black fabric. So I'll cut a piece of black fabric, and I'll have to trace that onto the black fabric, and I'll show you how to do that. And then we can begin I'm going to work with the cut glass first, and then I'll expand into the flowers. I want to show you my progression of my cut glass vase. It's actually a brandy glass that I have. And this is my first time, and I probably said this before, first time ever embroidering a cut glass vase. So it's a trial and error. I'm not finished yet, as you can see. It's looking a little bit more like it. So we'll see as I go on, but I just wanted you to kind of take a look at it, and then we'll go from there. So what I've decided here, as you can see, I have some petals here that I've chosen, beautiful fabrics. This is not lace, silk ribbon, hand dyed from Etsy. This I actually bought from a fabric store in the United States, and this is batik. So I'll be using majority of this fabric for the flowers, and here are the flowers. But some of them are quite dark, so I'm going to choose, so I'm now working on this one, I'm going to choose this darker color, and I'm going to take my LIGHTBOX and my chalk pencil. I've done this a few times, made a few mistakes. One petal can take a lot of work. Now chalk does not come off so easily, but it's easier to see. Let's see if this works, this one. Okay, we're gonna try. Fingers crossed. These fabrics are just breathtaking. If you love sweet peas, which I've fallen in love with them because I've never had sweet peas, a bouquet of sweet peas. One of my neighbors has a garden, a roof garden, and she popped over one day and said, "Would you like these sweet peas?" And I'm thinking they're actually sweet peas, not flowers. I'm thinking, oh, yes, for sure. But I'm so happy they were sweet peas. The actual flowers, because now look at what I'm doing. I took a photo of it, many different photos, and I've decided to make my own picture from it. Let's see if this works. Now, if you make mistakes, you can reuse some of these for future pieces or future petals. So let's see if that works. I'll see. And then let's turn this off. And I'm going to place it down. I think it should be okay. Yes. And I'm going to lay that down. So I might make this a little bit more pointy. You want it to look as natural as possible, but doesn't have to be identical to what, yeah, I think I won't touch that anymore. And then I take my nifty glue stick, and I'm going to actually put it on here directly onto the piece, onto the actual background, and then place this on. And there's the one piece. I think it's okay. You know, I probably need to cut it, make it a little bit, cut it into a V shape. But for right now, that's what I'm going to do. So, and then I'll layer with this color, because the next layer is more of a lighter purple, and we'll see how it goes. If you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe and thumbs up. So here we are with lots of petals, sweet pea petals. So we'll do a few we'll do a few more. So this is what I'm using to help me, my tracing paper, my template, and this is the actual picture. And I have a smaller version of it. So it's looking similar. Yeah, not too bad. Let me place it. I know there's a sheen to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm working around here. I still need to kind of do something with the vase itself because it looks a little bit off center. So I'll have to play with that, but I'm going to work on the petals, and I'm working my way around here. So I've just finished here, and I'm going to add this. So I'm going to do a little petal here. So let me take this just to the side, and the petal here is it's a pinky color, but very deep. As you could see, it's a deep maroon. So I've been using as my maroon this color, these as more of my pinky colors, my lighter pinks, the batik, as opposed to a real dark color, because I think it gets lost if I had a darker one. So here I have this, and I'm going to trace it from the actual picture this time, the photo, because I realized, my God, I can see right through the photo. So why even go on use the tracing paper? Because I've been tracing the petals from here. So it's really a hit or miss, and I try and pick. I think I already did it here, but I'll do it again. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my. And I think I can, it's not going to make a difference. I have my light on, but it doesn't really matter because, So this is, so I'm going to actually redo this, and I'm going with a little bit of a darker color, and I'm tracing it, this petal. And what I'm then going to do is take my scissors, just try and, it gets quite messy on my desk. This can take hours upon hours. I find myself coming back to it. Maybe sometimes I only have a chance to work on one petal at a time in between my work, my regular job. I'm not quite ready to be without a regular job, but if I could just do this all day, I think I'd be content. You know, you don't know until you're actually doing it, whether or not, if you're doing something full-time, how it feels. So it's kind of, for right now, this gives me a creative outlet besides the work that I do on a regular basis. And if you don't know what I do, you're like, what does she do? I'm a therapist, a psychotherapist, and I do all my work via Zoom at this point in my career. And obviously, but in the past that didn't seem to happen. You know, you had to do it all live, in person. Okay, so here's my petal, and I want to adhere it. And you can see this petal up here. This is the one I'm working on right there. I'm going to lay it down. And it's actually underneath, is it? Yeah, a little bit underneath. So this petal is on top of it. So I'm going to and my petals are glued down so I can easily manipulate them. Actually, a few I sewed down just because I knew they were right. So there I have it. And then I have to then I have this area here. So I might actually, there are times all I do is one petal and then okay, I have to go back to work. But that's the beauty of it. I might go back and say, oh, that looks pretty bad. And so the next thing I'm going to do is, since I've just done this, see, I have to now work on here. This is also another petal. You can barely see it because this was a photo I did, and there's obviously a lot of dark areas which don't show the actual shape of it. So now I'm going to think, well, this is definitely a petal separate from this. So I'm going to make a bigger and another darker one here. So since my dark is this color, I think I'm going to go back to using, you can use this. See how easy that is? And I will take my pencil. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this without the little spiky thing here, because that's another petal, and I'm going to make that purple. So here we are. So these are the colors I'm really working on, plus a green. So I'm going to add more greens, and then I'll do a little bit more, and I'm going to eventually just finish the flowers, then sew them down, and then I'm going to come back here, add a little bit more stems, play around with the shape of my vase to see if I can make it a little bit more equal. I feel like it looks a little bit lopsided, so I want to even it out a little bit, and I'm not sure how I'll do that. So I'm really not terribly far away from completing this, because this took me a while. And then what I'll do is I'll try and make this a little bit more like a cut glass, more than it is. I think that, definitely I'm happy with the actual bottom of the brandy glass that I used. But you can see so far how it's developing. So this is the bigger version, and this is the size I'm working on now. I mean, that's the side. This is the actual smaller part, photograph. So you can see how it lays perfectly on top, and there it is. But it's actually pretty consistent. I'm getting there. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, but I want it to look actually almost exactly a replicate of what's in this photograph. So I'll come back and we'll do a little bit more of the petals, and then we'll eventually finish off, and I'll play with this a little bit. Maybe you and I will look at it a little bit closer together, see if we can make it look a little bit like there's also water in it. But otherwise, it's going to be in a vase. It's going to be placed in a frame against a green wall. And if you've seen my other video of my petunia, this is my brain not working very quickly, but it's green. I call it the green petunia. I don't think it's a green petunia. It's probably a morning glory. They're my two pieces of art that I'm displaying that have the same exact frame, the same black background, but obviously different designs. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe, thumbs up, happy stitching.